Hello everybody. We're going through tough times, very difficult times actually. All locked in, nowhere to go, and we aren't very sure how to operate in this situation. In fact, our responses are typically based on the way our minds have been conditioned over the years. I would say over the centuries and thousands of years, the way the mental makeup of human race has been designed. The typical response to something like COVID-19 has been, in the first stage, we are in the denial mode, where it's like, it can't be happening. No, there's no way something like this can happen. You can't have the entire world being impacted by one tiny little virus. No way, right? Then the second stage comes in where you don't believe it. Somewhere it's happening in China, it's happening in Italy, it's happening in Spain, and you are, well, shouldn't be happening, but it's happening. And then we moved into the third stage, which is more about fear. You get scared. Like it's right at my doorstep. It's happening right next door. I'm very, very scared. I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about my family. I'm worried about the economy as well. And I don't know how things are going to play out once this is over and done with. Fourth stage, resignation, acceptance. We kind of just accept what is happening around you and you feel helpless. This is a stage which is going to hit us very soon actually, in India at least, it's going to hit us very soon. In some of the African countries, it's going to hit us very soon. But the feeling would be there's absolutely nothing that we can do. Let things drift, right? And finally, the last stage would be dejection. We haven't been able to do anything about it. We have no control over whatever happens to us. It's God's will, which is true, which could be true. Given your belief system, you could believe that's God's will, and I'm perfectly fine with that. The problem is that when you have this feeling of helplessness, your mind stops functioning the way it should function. What if we kind of change that paradigm and we start thinking differently? And we ask ourselves, what is it that I can do in this situation? Now, you see, the problem with our minds is this, that we most of the time focus on issues and things which are not in our control. So we start looking at things which is way beyond our control, what the government should be doing, what the NGOs should be doing, what somebody else should be doing, what the guy next door should be doing. And that's a problem, right? And we keep blaming everybody else about it. And that's where this resignation things come from, where because somebody else is responsible, because somebody else has to do it, and I can't do anything about it, let it drift, right? Then there's this area of influence, which we do spend a bit of time on. So let me put a few posts on Facebook or tweet a bit, which would kind of influence some people's thinking. Maybe the decision makers, maybe. It might impact the behavior of some of the people who could be responsible for community spread of the virus. And I do that and I feel satisfied with it. I've done my bit and that's about it. Right? But the bigger challenge is where you take responsibility for what you can do. And I would want us to look at it differently. I would want us to focus on what is it that I can do. The things within my control. Even in this bleak environment, there are things that are well within my control. I need to ask myself, what is it that I can do about things that are happening around me? The first thing that I need to do is take control of my mind. How is it operating? How is it functioning? What is it looking at? Is it looking at hopelessness? Or is it looking at changing the paradigm and saying, once this is over and done with, my functioning style, my operation, the way I do things will be very, very different. Believe me, the world is not going to be the same once it's over. Once you're out of the lockdown, once the virus disappears, and I hope it does soon enough, the world is going to be very, very different. Are we looking at it from that perspective? And are we saying that there are things that I can do beyond this phase of human race's life? Can we do something about it? I would want us to reflect on that one, chew on that one, and perhaps come back to you with something more in the near future. Thank you very much.